Somewhere between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, more than 50 ships and 20 aircraft reportedly vanished. No distress calls, no wreckage, no bodies. Just gone. For decades, nobody could explain it. But here's the part almost no one tells you. Scientists did crack this open, and the truth is way more unsettling than any conspiracy theory. Because the real story isn't aliens, interdimensional portals, or Atlantis dragging ships into the deep. It's something much simpler, and honestly, much more disturbing. Millions of people were sold a mystery that was never what it seemed. And once you see how it works, you can't unsee it. You clicked on this because you've heard of the Bermuda Triangle. You know the basic story. Ships disappear, planes vanish, and nobody knows why. Most people assume there's some hidden force at work. That's what documentaries, YouTube videos, and late-night rabbit holes have been telling us for years. But what if the real explanation isn't inside the triangle at all? What if it's in the media, in best-selling books, and in the way our own brains handle fear and uncertainty? Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll see what even most explanations still miss. Let's start with the part that genuinely shocked researchers. The Bermuda Triangle sits in the western North Atlantic Ocean. Its corners are usually drawn from the coast of Florida out to Bermuda and down to the Greater Antilles, covering somewhere between 500,000 and 1.5 million square miles. And that's not a small detail. Nobody even fully agrees on where the triangle begins or ends. In fact, the U.S. Board of Geographic Names doesn't officially recognize the Bermuda Triangle at all. No official boundaries, no government map. In the most literal sense, this is a danger zone that exists mostly in the public imagination. But the disappearances themselves were real. So what actually happened? Here's where things take a turn. The first thing researchers did was simple. They counted. They went back through maritime and aviation records. And this is the part that changes everything. Clear and authoritative. According to NOAA, there is no evidence that disappearances happen more often in the Bermuda Triangle than in any other heavily traveled region. Read that again. The place that inspired hundreds of books, documentaries, and decades of speculation is statistically no more dangerous than other busy stretches of sea. So why does it feel so deadly? Because this mystery doesn't really live in the ocean. It lives in storytelling. The Bermuda Triangle as a global obsession was largely manufactured. A 1974 book by Charles Berlitz called The Bermuda Triangle sold millions of copies. Berlitz took real incidents, stripped away the ordinary explanations, and turned them into a thriller the world couldn't resist. The events were real. The mystery was built. That may be the single most important line in this entire video. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Even though the myth was exaggerated, this region really is difficult to navigate. And once you understand why, the whole story starts to look very different. Let's start with the weather. Drastic. Most Atlantic hurricanes and tropical storms pass directly through this region every year. Historical. Before satellites and modern forecasting, ships had almost no warning. Clear skies one moment, a violent storm hours later. And when something goes down in the open ocean, it doesn't always leave a clean trail behind. Wreckage gets scattered, bodies drift, evidence disappears fast. NOAA has identified this alone as a major factor in historical losses, and it doesn't stop there. The Gulf Stream, one of the most powerful ocean currents on Earth, runs straight through the Bermuda Triangle. It moves fast, faster than many rivers, and it can turn calm seas into violent chaos with little warning. Analytically, it also sweeps away evidence incredibly quickly. Visual. A ship sinks, and by the time search crews arrive, the wreckage could already be scattered across hundreds of miles. Slow. Impact. Suddenly, it doesn't look like a wreck. It looks like the ship simply vanished. Scientists have pointed to rogue waves as one of the most devastating physical explanations for some of the biggest losses in the area. A rogue wave is not a normal storm wave. It's a sudden wall of water that can rise up to 100 feet high, about the height of a 10-story building, and it can appear with almost no warning, even when conditions don't look especially extreme. The Bermuda Triangle sits in a region where storm systems from different directions can collide, creating the perfect setup for these monsters. If a rogue wave hits a ship or a low-flying aircraft gets caught in violent conditions around one, the result isn't just damage. It can be total destruction. Very little may be left to find. Researchers think this alone could explain some of the most famous disappearances that helped build the legend. But here's the catch, and almost nobody talks about this part. Even if we accept all of those environmental explanations, there's still a bigger question. Why did this patch of ocean become mythic when other dangerous places didn't? There are plenty of regions around the world that are just as stormy, just as busy, and just as treacherous. The Dragon's Triangle near Japan, the Mozambique Channel, parts of the North Sea. So why didn't those become household legends in the same way?